So, what happens when an entire nation is summoned to meet its God? Today, we're diving into one of the most dramatic and, frankly, terrifying events in the Hebrew Bible, the incredible encounter at Mount Sinai, right from the book of Exodus. So, let's get into it.
Okay, so try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. You've just been miraculously sprung from slavery in Egypt. For 3 whole months, you've been on this grueling journey through the wilderness. And now you've arrived. You're camped out at the base of this massive, imposing mountain. And you get the feeling this isn't just another campsite. This is an appointment. And that's really the core question here, isn't it? I mean, this isn't going to be some casual meet and greet. This is an encounter that's going to define who they are for the rest of history. So how in the world do you get ready for a moment like that?
Well, before this epic meeting can even happen, an offer has to be made. God actually calls Moses up the mountain not to give a command, but to lay out a proposal, a kind of deal for the entire nation of Israel. And to really feel the weight of this moment, you have to remember how they got here. I mean, they left Egypt, they survived battles, they nearly died of thirst in places like Rephidim, and now here they are, in the desert of Sinai. Every single step of that journey was leading right here, to this mountain, at this exact moment.
And the offer itself is, well, it's fascinating. It's a covenant, but it's conditional. God basically says, if you obey me, then you will become something totally unique on this planet. My own special treasure. A kingdom where every single person is like a priest. A nation set apart from everyone else.
So Moses takes this offer down the mountain to the people, and their response, it is immediate and it is unanimous. There's no committee meeting, no debate, no hesitation. It's just, yes, we're in. All that the Lord has spoken, we will do. The deal is accepted. And now the real preparations can begin. So again, how do you get ready to meet the creator of the universe? As it turns out, the instructions are incredibly specific. They're all about ritual purification, and maybe most importantly, creating a very, very clear physical boundary. The people are basically given a 2-day to-do list. They have to sanctify themselves, a kind of spiritual preparation, and do physical things, like washing their clothes. But the absolute #1 rule, the most critical instruction, is all about space. They have to rope off the mountain, set a boundary, and no matter what, they cannot cross it. And this just hammers home how serious that boundary is. The consequence for even touching the mountain is absolute death. And it applies to everyone and everything. Man, woman, even a random animal that wanders too close. It doesn't matter. You touch the mountain, you die. This sacred space is being protected by a lethal perimeter. So the 2 days of prep go by. Then, on the morning of the 3rd day, the waiting is over. God descends on Mount Sinai. And what happens next is just a spectacle of pure, terrifying power. It kicks off with a storm that sounds like it's on a cosmic scale. The sky just erupts with thunder and lightning, and right away, everyone knows this is not some ordinary weather event. Then, this sound starts. The text calls it the voice of a trumpet, but it's exceeding loud. We're talking about a sound so powerful, so unnatural, that it makes every single person in the camp tremble with fear. And visually, the entire mountain is just gone. It's completely engulfed in smoke. The Bible describes it as smoke from a furnace because God came down on it in fire. The mountain itself is transformed into this terrifying pillar of smoke and fire. And just when you think it can't get any more intense, the ground itself starts to shake violently. The whole mountain quaked greatly. I mean, this is a full sensory assault. It's designed to inspire absolute, undeniable awe and, let's be honest, terror. So in the middle of all this chaos, what's actually happening? Well, the people are terrified, obviously, and Moses leads them right up to the edge of that boundary line. And as that trumpet sound gets louder and louder and louder, something impossible happens. Moses speaks, and God answers him, out loud, with a voice. Now, you'd think this whole fire and earthquake thing would be a clear enough message, right? But right at this peak, this climax of the event, God gives Moses one last urgent command to take back down to the people. Even now, can you believe it? God is worried that human curiosity is going to win out over raw fear. He's concerned people will try to break through that deadly boundary just to get a better look, and that single act of trespassing will get them killed. The warning has to be repeated. And here the rules are made crystal clear for everyone. That boundary is absolute for the priests and for all the people. But a specific invitation is made.
Moses and his brother Aaron, they are the only ones who are allowed to come up the mountain.
And that's where the story leaves us, on this insane cliffhanger. Moses, having just spoken with God in the middle of fire and smoke and thunder, he walks back down this quaking mountain to deliver one final life-or-death message to the trembling crowd waiting below. Which, of course, leaves us with the ultimate question. After building up this incredible, terrifying barrier between God and humanity, what words could possibly come next? What kind of message requires a stage built out of thunder, fire, and an earthquake?